Ong Ye Kung himself was saying it very eloquently as etomidate. Etomidate. Harish's pronunciation is etomidate. Whereas what I'm hearing from our government officials is etomidate.
Etomidate. With this whole vape thing, right, looking back, feels like it wasn't handled the best. Because you know what, we have spoken about how PMDs and bicycles and all, you can have a law, but if you don't enforce it, then it almost feels like, what's the point?
I don't blame Chris Martin for making light of it, because maybe even that moment where he made a joke, he also didn't realize that they really were having an affair. I mean, Chris Martin, years ago, he was made fun of for conscious uncoupling.
Uncoupling, correct.
So he did sort of an unconscious uncoupling of over here also.
Yeah, that's right.
Over the past few months, we've talked a lot about the so-called changing world order and how Asia needs to band together to win, because the region's still super fragmented, especially when it comes to business. That's why, if you're building something and thinking about scaling across Southeast Asia, there's one event you cannot miss: eCommerce Expo DMEXCO Asia, happening October 8th and 9th at Marina Bay Sands. It's bringing together the entire e-commerce and marketing ecosystems under one roof. So this won't be your average trade show. 96% of attendees run both online and offline stores, and many are already expanding into new Southeast Asian markets. So expect real conversations about logistics, payments, fulfillment, and customer journeys. You'll hear from brands like Toys R Us Asia, Ninja Van, and Samsung, companies with serious cross-border operations and lessons worth learning. Plus, there'll be hundreds of brands and solution providers and visitors from over 90 countries. Whether you're looking for partners, new strategies, or just figuring out what's next, this is where to start. It's free to attend, and we'll be there too. Grab your passes at the link in the show notes. And now, onto the podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Yala, your thrice weekly podcast where we talk about the hottest news with a touch of what, Terrence?
Good old humor.
Good old humor, man.
Yeah.
How was the weekend, man?
Good. Welcome home.
Thanks, man.
Maybe now you can explain to people why we didn't have any episodes. It was just the two of us last week.
I thought we mentioned the week prior that I'll be away for a week.
I don't think we did.
Oh, we didn't?
Yeah, we don't think we did.
Oh, shit. We should have.
We were just in the throes of just producing content.
Yeah. I was in Hong Kong because my wife had a work event there. So I tagged along and played house husband for a week. Yeah. Well, we were there Sunday to Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I realized that if we flew back, maybe even a day later, we might have been stuck in Hong Kong. Because of the typhoon.
Typhoon, wow.
Yeah, so we have a friend who was there also, supposed to fly back yesterday. All flights cancelled.
Oh, yeah.
And they're stuck there for a few days.
Okay it's not a bad place to be stuck, right?
I mean, if it's typhoon, I don't know whether you can leave your house
you
also.
Also, yeah.
Right. But I mean, Hong Kong, because we, when was the last time you went to Hong Kong?
A few years ago, can't remember. Exactly.
And you were mainly on Hong Kong Island or where?
Yeah, mainly Hong Kong Island.
So normally we would stay on Hong Kong Island, but her work event was at the Expo, which is near the airport.
Macau?
No, it's Lantau Island. So we stayed very close to the event, and at a few times we went into town, you really see the landscape of Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And it's amazing, man. We went for a hike.
Yeah.
I brought our kid for a 3.5 hour hike, which was, on hindsight, not the best thing to do, but I'm very happy we did it. But I guess I never realized, I knew Hong Kong had hills and mountains and all, but just going from Lantau to town, and even in town being more cognizant of the roads, very steep inclines and all, it's damn interesting.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting landscape.
Yeah. And but I was also talking to some people last week about living in Hong Kong versus Singapore. A lot of people, I think the expats there were saying there's a big fight between, do you want to stay in Hong Kong or Singapore?
Yeah.
And a lot of people with young families choose Singapore because Hong Kong might not be the most conducive for family.
Yeah.
You feel that?
I can imagine that. But maybe it's also, I have family in Hong Kong, and one of them, his cousin, has moved to Dubai, has a kid there, loves it there. Another cousin is hoping to live somewhere else for a while. I think it might be the case. So those are for locals. For expats, I can also imagine why Singapore is more conducive. I mean, it's English speaking generally. Hong Kong, English, yes, but the demographic has also changed over the past 20 years. But I think it's someone who grew up outside of Hong Kong or in a place like Singapore where there is no chaos and everything is so... it's something we keep hearing that it's so curated.
No culture.
Hong Kong is interesting.
Yeah.
Hong Kong is interesting. And like, we dropped my aunt off in Kowloon, which is in Hong Kong mainland, at 10 p.m. on a Thursday night. It was bustling like crazy, man. And like 10 p.m. Singapore, it's very different lah.
Yeah.
And that's why it feels like, you see that, you're like, a big difference. Of course, expats, you know, like kids and all, it changes the matter. But yeah, I remember last time when I went to Hong Kong, even 2019, it felt less different. Yeah, now it feels a lot more apparent lah.
I think, speaking of a parent, I guess going there as a parent is different.
So right? It's different. And holy shit, dude. Like, I don't know, you told me last time traveling with a kid, it's just basically taking care of the kid in a different country. And this time, like, when my wife was at work and all, like, I went out with my kid and all. It was damn fun, but it's fucking tiring.
Yeah.
Like, whole day just like being focused on the kid is tiring lah.
Yeah, but why so cynical a take on it? Isn't that like, aren't you enjoying the process?
I'm enjoying, but I also am being honest by saying it's damn tiring. It's damn tiring. And I mean, like, not even like, because my wife was at work, so not say I can be like, okay, now you can take care of her for a while and all. There was a lot of like one-on-one time, which was great lah. It was amazing, but it's tiring, man.
But you're there with family, right? Couldn't you like share the load with family or so?
No lah, what do you mean family? As in, I have family there, but they were living in Hong Kong mainland, which is an hour away.
I see.
Lantau is like, even if you take the fastest train, it's like 40 minutes lah.
I see.
Yeah. So, but it was a great experience lah.
Yeah,
it was nice.
I mean, now is a good time to travel lah, before the kid turns 2. I think 2 before after 2 is actually between 2 to 3 quite scary lah, I find,
because they are running around.
Because they're running around and they don't have the concept of danger as much lah. They develop that slightly later. So before 2, you know, the flights are free. A bit troublesome because of all the stuff that you have to carry around. But overall, you're just carrying them around, right?
Yeah, okay. But then now she can start to roll already. So you're putting her on the bed. You can't. Last time, you know, you can put her on the bed. You can like just make sure you're around. Now you really have to be careful.
You gotta be.
But yeah, it was still great. Tiring, but great lah.
Yeah. But we also had a very international weekend lah. I think we went to watch the Jen Han, Malaysian comedian show on Saturday. What was it called? Like This, Like That, right? So what do you think of that, man? I mean, he was part of so for those who don't know, he was one of the comedians who was on the Happy Ever Laughter Party show that we're on. That one was only like a 6 to 10 minute set, right?
I think his set was about 15 minutes. 15 minutes.
But this one was like a full hour and a half. It was pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it was pretty cool because it was like, I mean, anyone who can stand there for like an hour, 10 minutes and just tell jokes and keep you captivated, it's amazing. And yeah, he's had a very nice story. It was like a tribute to his dad who is no longer around. Very sweet. And it was damn funny, man.
Yeah. And he weaved in, I mean, basically, it's almost autobiographical of his relationship with his family, with his sister, and even, I mean, with his dad and all that, right? So it was actually very heartfelt at certain points. But yeah, and I think there were a lot of Yalla Bud listeners in the audience as well, who came up to say hi to us as we were going up to say hi to Jenna as well. So that was pretty cool too.
It was nice. And we was at the Wild Rice Theatre, always a nice place to watch a show. But yeah, now back to the grind, man.
Last week we had 3 just purely guest episodes. All 3 very different personalities, but also all very, very, illuminating, I would say. We spoke to Faz, we spoke to Professor Walid and Sunny Liu, right? You heard all of them. Like, which one was the most profound to you?
I think for Sunny Liu. Because Fazri, we've had him on before. We've seen his comedy. It was still a great conversation. Prof. Walid, same thing. I really enjoyed the conversation, but I've seen a lot of his content before. And I felt like it was just, I already kind of knew him and this was getting to know at a deeper level. Sunny Liu, we never met before. And just super interesting.
But I think talking to Prof. Walid and Sunny Liu in the same week, like, inspired me to go and look for more like local authors. So now I'm reading This Is What Inequality Looks Like. Yo Yen Yen,
I see.
Is it Yo Yen? I think so, But I think Walid mentioned it as well, right? So yeah, interesting. Very international but local week last week as well. Right?
Yeah, international but local. But yeah, man, cool. We also have some other announcement for something that is happening tomorrow. Tuesday, 22nd July. And what is that, Terrence?
We are doing an official Reddit AMA. So, people might be asking, well, what's the big deal about AMA? You can do AMA anytime.
And we've done it before also.
We've done AMAs for like milestone episodes of ours, right?
Yeah.
What's so different about this particular one?
Because this is being done in partnership with Reddit themselves. So now we are joining the likes of Bill Gates, Keanu Reeves, Elon Musk, and doing official Reddit AMAs. So being done in partnership with Reddit. So if you're watching the video, you can see the details there. It's going to be on our Yalabat subreddit at 4 p.m. Singapore time, 22nd July, Tuesday. And for that 1 hour, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., Terrence and I will be answering real time. Questions on AMA, on Reddit. If you are familiar with Reddit AMAs, you will understand. If you're not, it is a very unique thing that is specific to Reddit. I think some people have already messaged saying, why don't you just do an IG live or YouTube live? But it's a different format. Reddit AMA, after the AMA, it stays there. Like all the answers stay there for eternity. It's searchable. And it'll be fun.
And it's really to connect with 7,000 followers that we have on our Yalabat subreddit. I haven't looked at it for a while, but we're really at 7,000, which blows my mind. That's for Singapore subreddit. About based on a local content creator. That's pretty epic.
And it's not just a subreddit where people go to complain. Like some of the bigger subreddits in Singapore. And I mean, like 150,000 visits a month or something. It's insane, which is why I guess Reddit reached out. So it's going to be exciting. 4 p.m. The link to our subreddit is in the show notes. So either show up at 4 p.m. or join the subreddit because it's an awesome place to be. But that's happening tomorrow. Cool, man.
But before that, what else do we ask people to do?
That if you enjoy the podcast, please do follow us on YouTube and Spotify, subscribe to the podcast, and also follow us on social media where we upload a bunch of other types of content. Of course, extracts, but photos, shorter videos, and any news on exciting stuff we're doing. And if you want to work with us, what should they do, Terrence?
Email us at contact@ministryoffunny.com or just check out ministryoffunny.com.
Awesome.
Yes.
Cool. All right.
Back to the grind.
Back to the grind.
What news are we talking about this time?
So the first topic is something that, it's related to a trend that's been happening for the past few years. But the latest announcement by Minister for Health Ong Ye Kung on 20th July is that MOH is working with MHA, the Ministry of Home Affairs, to list etomidate as a illegal drug. And etomidate is something that is an anesthesia drug that has been found to be laced in 1 out of 3 vapes captured or confiscated. So it's like another nail in the whole vape crisis, the Kpod crisis. But why did you want to talk about this?
I think in the last 1-2 weeks, the Straits Times and other media outlets have been really going all in on stories about the abuse of Kpods, right? And I think it's a very concerted effort to push awareness and public opinion in a certain direction, and it does seem to be working. A lot of people have seen these videos and talked about them, and suddenly all these videos of the teens reacting really badly to these drug-laced vapes are resurfacing again. I think we've seen them intermittently in the last half year or last year or so, but suddenly everyone's talking about them again, and people are discovering it for the first time, such that even the word, I think you pronounce it as etomidate, right? I'm not sure if that's how to pronounce it, but Ong Ye Kung himself was saying it very eloquently as etomidate, So don't take my word for it, but Harish's pronunciation is etomidate, whereas what I'm hearing from our government officials is etomidate.
Etomidate.
Like etomidate sounds like you go to email somebody and like
it's like the online version of Tomidate lah.
Etomidate. You're like a boomer who's like reading the news for the first time. What's this etomidate thing?
Got e-cigarette, then etomidate lah.
Etomidate,
correct.
E-cigarette, etomidate lah.
Yeah, a cigarette, no, an e-cigarette. Etomidate. Okay. But what is this etomidate, Terrence?
Apparently it's an anesthetic that's used in the process of general anesthesia. That means putting you under, like they're knocking you out for operations, right? So it's, from what I understand, it's classified as a poison. So it's the sale and everything. You need a license to sell and distribute it, right?
Yeah.
But it's not categorized as a drug, a controlled drug, such that they can really charge you with under the Misuse of Drugs Act and everything. And so that's the loophole that they're looking to fill now.
Yeah, and I mean, just to add on to that, it's also designed, it was designed to be injected directly into the veins under clinical supervision and never meant to be inhaled directly into the lungs.
Yeah.
So the thing is, like when I first started reading about this, I was like, okay, like laced with etomidate, I mean, to list that as an illegal drug, is that just like scraping the surface? Because the truth is that over the past few years, because vapes were banned in 2018 or 2019, I think we've all seen people vape, right? It doesn't feel like it is banned, because drugs, you see drugs in Singapore, like, oh shit, like how does that person get drugs? Like vape, I mean, even walking in public, you might see people vaping, right?
Yeah.
So it's always been this confusing thing, like it's banned, but it's easy to get. Yeah. And I mean, there is a big argument about how come it's so late for the government to act and want to classify one of the drugs as an illegal drug.
Yeah.
But the thing about etomidate is that, it's laced in like 1 out of 3 vapes that have been confiscated, but the effects of it, right? I think the past few weeks there have been a few videos of like, people acting like they're zombies lah, and I say that in air quotes.
Yeah.
And at first you look at it, you're like, okay, that's probably some drug stuff. But I remember the one I saw, there were these 2 kids, and they didn't look drunk. They just looked like almost unconscious, like literally like zombies.
Yeah.
And it's been attributed to things like etomidate lah.
Yeah.
Because it kind of, when you hear accounts of people who have used it, they say 1-2 puffs, you already feel high. And after a minute, you can like just go into this little fog lah. And it's very addictive lah.
I mean, you've been under GA, general anesthesia
before.
Yeah. And it's like instantaneous. The moment they inject you, they say, it's working. The next thing, boom, you're waking up and you're in a hospital bed already. And you don't know what happened to you.
Or like count from 100 to 1. By 97, you're just like...
you're just seconds,
done. You're just done. Yeah, you're just done.
I remember how instantaneous it was. And I can't imagine vaping it and like inhaling it through your nose.
And some of the videos are damn scary. Like there was this one of someone on a bus.
Yeah.
Who was kind of just like...
bus or train?
I saw the one on the bus.
Oh, okay. I saw train.
Where people would move to another bus.
Oh, yeah.
Or was it a train?
I saw the train one where this young lady...
that one.
Yeah, she was just sitting in the seat and she was just shaking and vaping and like, quietly like vaping at the same time in the middle of a very crowded train.
Yeah, I saw the bus one and then people would just move to another bus.
Yeah.
And I mean, you see them, they are like just frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're holding on to a vape.
Yeah.
So, you see everything that's happening in the US with the fentanyl crisis and all. This is the equivalent. But it does... I remember still thinking but why etomidate specifically?
Yeah.
How is that going to change things? How the hell are they going to regulate it to begin with? But I mean,
from what I understand, supposedly this etomidate laced vapes apparently started in China or something. It was a bit of it was going around a lot in China.
Yeah.
And then slowly it made its way down through, Malaysia and everything. And now we're really seeing it in Singapore. And if the numbers are true, based on what Ong Ye Kung says, where out of 100 vapes that they randomly checked, 1/3 of them were laced with etomidate. That's a really high number, right? So it means that a lot of the people using vapes and everything, maybe more like it could be up to 1 in 3 of them. One in 3 of them are actually using these etomidate laced vapes.
Yeah. And I mean, in I believe there have been 3 countries already: China, Hong Kong, and Taiwan have gone ahead and reclassified etomidate as a dangerous and controlled drug.
Yeah.
So Hong Kong is now listed as a dangerous drug under its Dangerous Drug Ordinance, where possession, consumption, and inhalation carries up to 7 years imprisonment and $1 million Hong Kong dollars in fine. While trafficking or importing can result in life imprisonment and Hong Kong $5 million in fine. And that happened 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So, of course, you see some chatter online in Reddit and all saying that how come we have not acted fast enough on this? How come it has reached a point where it feels like a real crisis? And that's why I think Straits Times very explicitly has a campaign now to talk about the Kpod crisis.
Yeah.
And it's called Kpod because it has the effects of ketamine, but is almost like undetectable by urine tests and all.
Yeah.
So they're marketed as Kpods.
Supposedly undetectable.
Supposedly.
Yeah, but I don't know whether it can be detected. But essentially, this whole thing is just the law catching up with the times, right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we're using vapes. The people who use these drug-laced vapes, it might fall outside the scope of enforcement because it's not listed as a controlled substance. Right?
Yeah.
And the idea of what's happening now is that they're trying to list it as a controlled substance so that you can, regardless of whether they inhaled it through vapes or anything, just the possession of it itself is something that is much more punishable, and you could go to jail and you would need to go through rehab and everything. Whereas previously, I think it was just a fine. You were just getting fined for it, which made it seem like much less serious.
Yeah, because, I mean, there was an example also. I think there was this gentleman who was caught smuggling over 1,800 vapes and pods into Singapore. And you know what his punishment was?
What?
2 weeks jail.
Oh, man, yeah.
So this is one of the instances where you're like, oh shit, that's why it needs to be regulated a bit more. Because you think about this, anyone who's thinking about getting into this, because there is the commercial side to it. Organized crime, there's a benefit to it. It's like Happy Meal. You introduce younger folks to this drug and they keep buying from you. It's always a trade-off, right? In some way, that you can argue is the deterrent of a death penalty. If the ultimate punishment is death, it probably makes some people go I don't want to get into that. But if all you can get for smuggling 1,800 vapes and pods hidden in a car is 2 weeks jail, feels like a worthwhile trade-off.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is also, unfortunately, the bureaucracy also makes it difficult to do anything about it, right?
Yeah.
And if you watch those Straits Times videos that were made, where they interviewed parents of Kpod addicts, right?
Yeah.
It's quite sad because the parent talked about they were trying to seek help from the authorities. They were reporting their own children to the authorities. And, I think in the Straits Times video, they said that basically they were ding-dong between the CNB and HSA, the CNB being the Central Narcotics Bureau and the HSA being the Health Sciences Authority, because it wasn't a controlled drug, so it wasn't under CNB's purview. Then for HSA's side, they were just basically looking at it as vapes, right? They weren't really looking at the substance because it's only classified as a poison and not as a drug that people abuse, right? So they were ding-donging between the two groups, and there wasn't much that could be done other than just finding a person, right?
And probably the fine paid by the parents.
Yeah, you're not paying by the parents, but there's no you have to go for mandatory drug rehab or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I think those videos highlight that, even as a parent, even if you go to the extreme case of reporting your own child because you feel like you can't control them anymore, maybe your relationship isn't very good, all right? There's not much that authorities can do also at this point.
Yeah. And I mean, you hear that they say they feel quite helpless.
Yeah.
Because there have been cases, I mean, even on TikTok, some people have been sharing that their friends have been unalived themselves while on Kpod, like literally on the call, saying that there's one account saying that his friend or mutual friend was scared of heights. She took a few puffs and she jumped.
Oh man.
Then you listen to that, you're like, oh shit, because in some way it puts you into this fog, right?
Yeah.
And you listen to that, you're like, oh my God. And I mean, another impact of it being under the Misuse of Drug Act is the sting operations will no longer be carried out by the Health Sciences Authority. Because did you see the one in Bishan? Didn't look like the most, hardcore sting operation.
Yeah.
One of the guys almost got hit by the car.
Yeah. You're talking about, there's this video where the HSA allowed the Straits Times to follow them on a sting operation of a seller of vapes. Right? Yeah.
They post as a buyer on Telegram. But you watch it, you're like, how often do these people do sting operations?
Yeah.
I mean, it might just be something they're not the most familiar with. But if it's under the Misuse of Drug Act, then CNB will take over. And CNB are the ones who have the legit experience for doing sting operations.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
But I mean, like on the flip side, Like, do you think this is like the best way?
The best way.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, going back to what you said earlier, in that everyone has kind of become sort of desensitized to the use of vapes already, right? I'm sure a lot of people listening have seen people just use vapes. Not exactly secretively as well. They're quite openly in public. They're just using it. But it's reached that point, for me, it's reached that point of annoyance already. Because I think at one point, the general acceptance was that, okay, if people vape, it's at least it's not as smelly as smoke. And, sometimes they come in different flavors, bubble gum or like some sweet smelling
bubble
tea, yeah, all sorts of sweet smelling things. It's not as harmful in terms of secondhand smoke and all that. But I was just a couple of days ago, I was just using a public toilet, doing number 2 in a public toilet. And usually you would expect the smell in the toilet to be really bad, right? Then someone walks in and goes in the cubicle next to me, and then suddenly the smell of bubble gum throughout the whole toilet. And I was like, what the hell is going on? I look up and there's just secondhand vape smoke everywhere. Basically, the guy was quietly vaping in the stall next to me. And unlike cigarettes, where it's very obvious when someone smokes and there might even be smoke alarms, vape-wise, there's nothing. But I see that it's all the smoke is everywhere. And suddenly there's this, am I supposed to just be like, oh yeah, it's bubble gum, so it's like there's nothing wrong with it. But I don't even know if there's any secondhand smoke effects when it comes to vaping, with Kpods and stuff, right? Because I'm in an enclosed area and there's really no other option. I can't open a window or anything at all. So it's reached a point where it's beyond inconvenience. It's now I think I'm not even sure if it will affect my health, right? As a secondhand inhaler or all these vape smokes. So I used to think that it's just people being inconsiderate, but now I think it's it appears to be people who are addicted to it, who need to go to the toilet to do it because they're scared of people catching them and then forcing others to inhale this shit.
Yeah, because you hear the stories of parents talking about how their kids are addicted to it. Because at first I was like, addicted to vape? I thought that's the whole thing that you hear it's just like a nice tasting kind of thing.
And to combat an addiction to nicotine in smoke in cigarettes, right?
Yeah. And I mean, it's really harrowing. You listen to parents talk about their kids not being able to eat, not being able to sleep, not being able to control their bladder. It's scary. But then, the thing is, it's always one of those arguments, right? Cigarettes is regulated.
Yeah.
I don't know what the trend is in terms of smokers. I would like to think that the general number of smokers in Singapore is going down. You can regulate it.
Yeah.
You can tax it. You can charge it. With this whole vape thing, right? Looking back, feels like it wasn't handled the best. Because what we have spoken about, how PMDs and bicycles and all, you can have a law, but if you don't enforce it, then it almost feels like, what's the point? You can argue about the how strict we are with drugs and all, but there's a very clear line. For vapes, right? It felt like, is there any enforcement at all? And it felt like it was allowed to proliferate for all the while until now, where we're like, oh shit is hitting the fan.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it could have been foreseen, but it's like a thing, right? On one hand, there are people, myself included, say, do we need to regulate everything?
Yeah.
Can we assume people are more mature than what people think we are? We don't need that much of a paternalistic regulation. But then you see this kind of shit happen. It's clearly an abuse by the drug peddlers, the organized crime, and people who are getting the shit sold. You look at the Telegram messages. Have you seen? It's really like buying, I don't know, one of those moms groups. Right.
I haven't looked at it.
No, as in the Telegram, even the screenshots.
Oh, yeah, the screenshots.
Yeah, you look, they're like, urine, can pass the urine test.
Yeah.
If you are stressed in Singapore, just a few puffs will get you. Then you see, you're like, oh shit, this is quite an epidemic.
But maybe that's what was needed to push public opinion and also legislation that way, right? Where previously there were even arguments from a lot of people. I mean, early on when vapes were becoming a thing, there were a lot of arguments that, this helped me curb my addiction to cigarettes, right?
Yeah.
And it's much better because it's clean, it's water vapor and nothing else, right? Then I think we started to see the whole vaping industry really grow in places like Indonesia and Malaysia, right? And then Singapore was like, are we being left behind now, right? Where this big industry that is a healthier alternative to cigarettes is it's creating jobs, it's creating something that can really replace the addiction to cigarettes. But now with this,
you mean that was the thing that you got, like the approach?
Yeah, no, the initial, I think a lot of the vape users, when I was asking about it, like why you do vapes and all that, they said it really was to get themselves off cigarettes.
Yeah.
And there's still the hit of nicotine that they get from it. But other than that, they don't inhale all the other unhealthy stuff. So I kind of accepted it at face value that maybe there was that potential benefit for cigarette users, right? But now with this, the idea that you might not even know what your vape is laced with, because 1/3 of the vapes seized are actually like laced with stuff, right? There's no verification of how they've done it or whether they put anything else inside as well. It becomes a health issue, and then kind of people talk. I mean, the articles also talk about how back in the 80s there was this problem with glue sniffing as well, where people. I mean, it wasn't a huge amount, but I think like. There was a death rate of like below 1% of people who sniffed, who inhaled glue, right? But Singapore, I guess in 1984, they moved quite quickly to make it, to try and legislate against it. No? So in terms of moving faster, I'm not sure how much faster we can move, because they already tried to ban it, but a lot of it still slipped through the cracks, right?
Yeah.
And now maybe because people understand, there are dangers with drug-laced Kpods, there's more political will to push all this through.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe on hindsight, this is what like people sometimes ask for, right? Do you need to ban everything immediately?
Yeah.
Trust us. Yeah. Trust us as citizens. And it's been what, 5-6 years? And I wouldn't say it's just the citizens' fault.
Yeah.
It's the people who are manufacturing this kind of shit. So you can look at it as like, oh, the government took them long to do this and all. But on the flip side, it's like, this is kind of like what we asked for, right? If this is something that's happening, must you really ban it immediately? Of course, coming up with a law that you don't enforce is also a bit weird.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the thing about how if it's regulated, because remember when Shisha was in Singapore? Yeah, to me, that was a very enjoyable social activity. And I mean, the thing about shisha is not the most portable. So not many people own shishas. You go to a place, you are visibly inhaling stuff that is probably not good for you, but as a once in a while activity, to me, I was like, oh, this is quite nice.
Yeah.
Then when they banned it was like, fuck can't you just trust people to not do this kind of
trust
shit?
People.
Yeah. Or like trust but because in some way it was regulated, it was legal. It wasn't illegal. In this case, it was this blur line where it's legal, not illegal. And that is, I think, I'm assuming is going to be part of this new change. If, yes, you etomidate becomes a MDA, right? Under Misuse of Drug Act.
Yeah.
But then if you're not going to be like enforcing a ban on vapes, because technically you can't list just vapes under Misuse of Drug Act, there's probably going to be some attempt to make it easier for future things to be listed under the Drug Act. I would imagine. Because I think getting something under the MDA is not the easiest. There's a lot of processes. I think it probably needs to go to Parliament also. Right. So it's a damn tricky thing, because unlike like say hardcore drugs like heroin or cannabis, I mean like or cocaine, where it is a drug, you ban it. Vape is more like a device.
It's a delivery device, right?
Which you can't ban,
Yeah.
And I was also wondering, like, what is the difference between vapes and e-cigarettes? Apparently, e-cigarettes are just focused on nicotine, whereas vapes is just a delivery device.
Yeah.
Where you can have nicotine only, but you can have a whole bunch of other shit inside,
Yeah. But I think the one company that probably is going to be very upset with all these Kpods getting banned is some of these coffee brewing companies, because like Keurig, the beverage company, they call their pods K-cup pods, right? Or short form K-pods also, And I heard that term used for certain coffee pods also, So I mean the use of K-pod itself, I thought also was like, it's very. It sounds very enticing for young people to just try K-pop K-pop, now we K everything K-pop K-food, K-drama, K everything. So K-pods is the thing and I think some coffee company was already making coffee K-pods But now it's like, they better find another way to market themselves already.
Yeah, I mean, my initial thought when I heard it was like, hey, Kpod, what is that like? Is it something to do with K-pop?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but I guess it works both ways in the sense that, because it's easy for the users to remember Kpods. Now the public also has caught on to Kpods, right? And there's a lot of discussion going on about why Kpods need to be addressed so urgently.
But do you think it's going to reach like fever pitch, like people are, or you think this is just like, people are still going to be like, it's vape, it's like,
I think all these things, they happen bit by bit over a long period of time. And then when the shoe actually drops at the end of it, like, then we look back, we're like, actually we've been slowly getting there already. So in some sense, like, it's taken this number of years to understand what vapes are and what the dangers of vapes are, and now we're seeing them in front of us, right? So slowly now we can think about how to legislate about these vapes. So I think like the frustration that you had with like, hey, how is it not enforced? And some people, I think at one point I was just really dismissing it as an annoyance that a lot of people just vape in your face, and you're supposed to be like, because it's water vapor, is nothing. But actually the act is, to me, is so, it's like farting in someone's face, right?
But how often you get people blowing in your face?
No, but I mean, they blow it everywhere, and it's in the room, you can see it and everything. It's an enclosed space. Isn't that like farting in the room, right? And then you're expecting everyone to, hey, just live with it, because it's not harmful. I had nasi lemak for lunch, that's it. You can smell a bit, right? They got the chili. But it's like, isn't that socially, like, it should be socially unacceptable, right, to do that. But so many people were just doing it, and we just had to like, okay, that's just how it is, right?
I mean, I always felt like people were still a bit more conscious.
You think so?
They weren't like flippant people just vaping everywhere. I think so.
I felt it. But next time you smell bubblegum in the public toilet, then you tell me that it's okay, it's acceptable. It's nice, it smells nicer than poop.
No, like even then, I would think, especially with this kind of stuff where it's laced. I mean, I was surprised that there's only one company I could find that has like a vape detector that they have developed.
Oh, really?
It's Motorola, and it's fucking bulky. But it's meant to be like for schools and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's the thing, like vape's not detected by smoke detectors, right?
That's true.
Yeah. But just now, you used that one saying, when the shoe drops. I thought it was when the ball drops. But then when the shoe drops is actually a saying.
Yeah, it's a saying.
What's the difference?
I don't know, but I've used it just to say like, when the other shoe drops, that kind of thing.
I mean, in some way, So the idiom "when the shoe drops" refers to the anticipation of an inevitable, often negative event, usually after a period of uncertainty or suspense.
Okay. So I used it correctly.
Use it correctly.
It wasn't like etomidate.
I'm sure there'll be people who will pronounce it that way. You never know, it might be the way, because Ong Ye Kung, I mean, I'm assuming he checked his pronunciation. Yeah, I guess when the ball drops is a different kind of idiom.
When the ball drops is more like a celebration kind of thing. It's like back to the...
No, you drop the ball, you miss your work.
You drop the ball, but when the ball drops, I thought it's a celebration during New Year. And we talked about... I think we talked about...
how it came about.
Clocks, right? What clocks used to be, where they were literally balls that dropped, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I think balls drop different, or dropping the ball. There's a lot of different balls dropping. So use shoe safer.
I think the thing about the shoe is that when you know it's likely to happen, because it's like you drop one shoe already. You know the other shoe is going to drop. So you can say when the other shoe drops or when the shoe drops.
Okay.
So that's where it's like an inevitable thing that you know is coming.
So that's what you were furiously Googling when...
I was just hearing
I was
you
mentioning about the social
effects.
The social effects of using Kpods. And all you could think is about how to redeem yourself after your etomidate disaster.
How to pronounce etomidate? We will get that verified.
Yeah. Probably someone listening to this might even have the proper pronunciation.
Yeah. Etomidate. That was just a random YouTube channel. Etomidate. Okay etomidate. Okay, cool.
But cool. But speaking of people doing very, socially unacceptable things, things that are not illegal but socially unacceptable, right? There's this other two people who recently have gone viral around the world. Because of their behavior during a Coldplay concert, right?
Yeah.
And who are these two?
It is Andy Byron and Kristin Cabot. I think that's how you pronounce the name. But basically, over the past like 5 days, they have gone viral because last Wednesday in Boston during a Coldplay concert, and I mean Coldplay, they're quite well known to do this thing where it's not say a kiss cam, it's just a camera where they go around featuring people from the audience, and Chris Martin, the lead singer of Coldplay, kind of sings improv about them and makes comments and all that. So there was this one video uploaded by a fan who attended the concert where the camera switched to this couple. The gentleman was standing behind the woman and kind of hugging her. She had his head on his shoulder. The moment they noticed that they were on camera, they both ducked to hide their faces.
Yeah.
I'm guessing everyone listening has seen the clip already, so I won't go too much into detail about what happened. But since then, they went viral. I think Coldplay kena scolded also online. Yeah, for people saying Coldplay was messy for commenting. Because Chris Martin said, oh, look at this couple, you're okay. You're either really shy, you're either having an affair or really shy.
Yeah.
But the latest announcement on Saturday was that the CEO, Andy Byron, has resigned. And this was after he and Kristin Cabot were placed on leave.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, when did you first see this thing pop up?
Yeah, I think the moment the video came up, it was like there was already like news written about it. And I think people are just saying that generically that is this tech CEO caught cheating with his employee, right? I think the details of the employee being the head of HR in the company, Astronomer and everything, all that like came up as there was more and more buzz about it.
Yeah.
And as this video continued to go viral, a lot of memes also created about it in the next couple of days.
A lot of brands jumped on board.
Brands jumped on board as well. So yeah, that's where I heard about it. How about you while you were hiking in Hong Kong? How did this come in on your plate?
I mean, same thing on social media. I saw it pop up, and then at first I thought like, is this just wasn't at a Coldplay concert or like people were speculating that they had an affair.
Yeah.
But Chris Martin himself said like either they're having an affair or they're really shy.
Yeah.
So I mean, multiple ways to talk through this. Like, do you think Chris Martin did anything wrong?
Yeah, so I was thinking about that, and apparently the people said that before he started the song, which was called the Jumbotron song, right? That segment, he did warn everyone that they are going to be having cameras pointed at you, so put on your makeup and all that, right?
I thought that was a recent one.
The recent one?
In a more recent concert in response to what happened.
It's just from what I was just reading that people found videos where he offered them a friendly warning before the song.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you always ask, because I saw one recently where he was kind of chuckling to himself.
Yeah.
Because I think he didn't want to highlight what had just happened. Maybe it's the generic warning he says.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you're right. I think, this one was just last Saturday.
Saturday.
Where they don't mention being caught in an affair, but they just mention, the cameras.
Put on your makeup.
But that said, right, whether he said it or not, when you go to any concert or live event or what, there's usually always a sign or somewhere in the terms and conditions of the ticket you bought that there will be cameras at an event, and more likely than not, you'll end up having photos or videos taken of you.
Yeah.
And by buying this ticket and attending concert, you kind of consent to that happening. And you can't complain about it when it actually happens. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't blame Coldplay at all or Chris Martin specifically for any of this.
Yeah, I don't blame also.
Yeah,
I don't blame. People say he's messy as fuck.
Why are they saying messy? I don't understand why
I think messy is some lingo.
Oh,
messy.
Gen Z lingo, is it? What does messy
so.
mean? Okay, I'm getting a negative head shake from Tristan. That is
so messy as slang generally describes someone who is dramatic, enjoys stirring up conflict, or is generally involved in drama and gossip.
I see.
So that's why people are saying Coldplay, Chris Martin was messy AF. Yeah, but I don't think he did anything wrong also. And I mean, if you're going to a concert, they were probably in some VIP lounge or something. Like, what I've gathered is that he's definitely married with 3 kids.
Yeah.
She is divorced with 1 kid. So I mean,
does she have a kid also? I'm not sure.
That's what I've heard.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so one thing about this, in this age of AI and all that, there's a lot of other kind of like fake shit that has been put out. But the thing is, for the CEO, you're married, 3 kids, you want to go to public and do this, it's like, I think it's them stupid lah. And that's why even the person who uploaded the video that went viral, she's been quoted as saying that even though these people's lives have been turned upside down, if you play stupid games, you expect stupid prizes lah. And yeah, so I wouldn't hold anything against Coldplay lah.
Yeah, and I mean, you watch the video, it's genuinely a very funny moment lah, right?
Yeah.
And I don't blame Chris Martin for making light of it, because maybe even that moment where he made a joke, he also didn't realize that they really were having an affair lah.
Yeah.
Because I can imagine there are people who are so shy that when they are on a Jumbotron, they will turn away lah, right?
Yeah.
It's not uncommon. But the fact that they did it and so blatantly, knowing that there were cameras being trained around different people in the stadium.
Yeah.
It means that they also didn't give a shit, right?
Yeah, because I mean the Jumbotron thing is quite known.
It's common. Yeah.
There was people before this. They were not the first though.
Yeah, exactly.
So then you think maybe they're so deeply in love I don't know
Correct. Yeah.
Weird. But I mean, then the second thing is like the fact that he was put on leave and then now he's resigned.
Yeah.
I know way back when, we were talking about Tan Chuan Jin and Leon Pereira and all, we were talking about whether what people do in their private life should affect what they do in their public life. In this case, he's not a politician.
Yeah.
He's the CEO of a company. I don't know whether he's the founder.
Yeah.
But he's the main guy at this company. You think he needs to step down?
I think if you are the board of directors of this company, he has done irreparable harm to your reputation already, right? As the CEO. Coupled with the fact that he's not even just sleeping with some random third party, sleeping with the head of HR. And this head of HR, she didn't join like years ago or something like that. She joined literally like in November last year, I believe. So it also kind of taints within the company, like taints all the, especially the mid-level or senior hires, right, under the CEO. Because now you don't know, like, is there favoritism involved in the CEO's decision-making process, right? Especially with the head of HR. I mean, a lot of people are jumping on that, that the head of HR, you are literally the person who is supposed to be warning your employees about not fraternizing or not having relationships within the office, because it can lead to situations of impropriety and just like general distrust of what the office culture is like, right?
But maybe the policy is relationships are fine.
Okay.
There are companies like that.
There are companies like that. I know of companies like that.
Yeah.
And local companies are like that.
Yeah.
Where, CEO is, or the boss is, having a relationship with someone within the company and all that.
And it's like, by policy wise, it's okay lah.
By policy wise, as in, I think they were open about it and all. So everyone just kind of accepted it as such. But I think it led to quite a poisonous culture within the organization also, right? Where, employee relationships and all that were not discouraged. In fact, like in some ways, they were just all openly doing it. Yeah. I won't mention which company it is. It's quite a big company in Singapore.
Yeah.
But there are, I think it bleeds into the culture of the place, that you can do, if morally you're allowed to openly do whatever you want, even though it points at personal moral failings. It also points to the business you're allowed to do whatever you want, even if it's like corporate ethical violations and all that.
I mean, just a cursory check. There's no black and white HR policy that is available online for Astronomer. Generally, if you're married and having an extramarital affair, there's some morality or ethical issues that come into play. I know for me, the last time, for politicians, definitely no. And I would say for CEOs also, it just paints your company a different way. And some people pointed out also that sometimes when companies fundraise, because Astronomer is valued at 1.2 billion, he's not the founder, he's the CEO. They recently raised 93 million from VCs and investors of very high profile. Sometimes those sort of fundraisers can have morality clauses. They're not standard, and but they do appear. So maybe there was this thing about the morality clause that if you want this funding, don't do any immoral shit. So in this case, if him stepping out, I don't know whether she is going to step down. Probably.
Yeah.
Probably she has to step down. But I mean, They probably got more SEO searches than ever before.
Yeah, now everyone knows what Astronomer is.
Astronomer is
Company,
a tech company, AI tech
$1 billion
company.
But I mean, here's the question: like, do you think it would have been any better if they didn't react so dramatically to the camera being on them, right?
I think they would have still been found out, but they wouldn't have been memed and gone viral like crazy.
Wouldn't have gone viral.
Because I mean, if people see, who knows, maybe someone knows that Andy Byron or Kristin Cabot, and they kind of go back, and it might be one of those things that we have proof. We have this private video we have taken of you at a Coldplay concert, but
someone reported you to HR.
Someone reported you to HR or something. Yeah, because apparently he's not the most well-liked boss. Apparently, it's alleged. There's no quantifiable proof. Yeah. But the way they reacted, but I mean, if they were really having an affair, I know some people say, you just should have stayed calm. I think that's impossible.
I think it's tough, but I think it was the way that he reacted, where he sort of like ducked
down, and left her,
and left her standing there with her back. Like if they both like turned their back or something like that, I don't think it would have been as bad, but it's just the way he really like jumped out of frame that just made it look quite hilarious. Because at first his eyes were like wide open, then that look on his face, and he just ducks and disappears. Whereas she just turns away. I mean, turning away is more like, okay, I'm shy, I don't want to be on camera. I've seen that a lot, right? But the way he like just ducked entirely, I think there were people who even like lip reading. They were doing lip reading of what he was saying at that point. Some people were, I think, but this is not verified, but I think some news outlets were saying that he was saying, "Fucking hell, it's me." So it's like, wow, he didn't, I mean, not advocating it, but, kind of like try and keep your cool even when you're caught in these kind of situations, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I mean, some of the memes and like comedy around it coming out has been great. Like I saw this one LinkedIn post of this guy called Francis McCarthy, and he posted, "I'm the director of SEO for Astronomer, a data ops platform you probably haven't heard of." Yeah. And then he goes on to say, like a lot of AI companies, we've been struggling with SEO traffic, but our team doubled down. We came up with a strategy, and even though the past few months have been hard, we are finally seeing results. And I would like to thank everyone out there. So at first I was like, wait, is he really the director of SEO? But then no, he's not. He works somewhere. It was just a joke because he shows the graph. No one cares. Woo! So that went viral on LinkedIn, and I thought this was genius, man.
Yeah, the one also like quite cool was I think IKEA Singapore did a meme of showing two of their soft toys like embracing, and then with the caption "HR approved."
HR approved, brilliant.
And I think that post has been like written about internationally, so wow, not bad for IKEA Singapore's marketing team, right?
Yeah, correct.
It's it's got 209,000 likes on Instagram alone, whereas their last post before that was 646.
209,000 likes.
Yeah, on Instagram alone. Yeah.
Ooh,
so it's reaching beyond Singapore.
Social media executive or director at IKEA Singapore. Power.
Awards coming in. Yeah, seriously, all their posts are like literally like 63 likes, 40 likes, then suddenly 209,000.
Oh, I love it. But yeah, I mean, can't fault Coldplay. The CEO stepping down feels like it's necessary. HR manager. Any silver lining to this or not? I mean, Astronomer a lot more well known now.
Yeah. I guess silver lining is I think the other, actually, Coldplay now, like being in the news like this is quite an epic thing for them also, right?
Correct.
Because I mean, you kind of, most people think about Coldplay concert, it's just a regular thing. He does his whole stadium thing, is nothing life-changing about it. But this one is like, wow, everyone's talking about your concert.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, next time everyone's going to keep their camera trained on the Jumbotron the next time they have this segment during the concert and all that, right?
Yeah, correct. I mean, even when we were at the comedy show on Saturday, the opening comedian Ming Yu, he made a reference to it. Right?
Oh, yeah. Everyone.
And I mean, I think there was another meme that was damn funny. People said that, Coldplay, in addition to having a concert, they released 2 singles that night. Oh, that was genius, man.
And it's amazing because
Genius.
wasn't Coldplay. I mean, Chris Martin, years ago, he was made fun of for conscious uncoupling.
Conscious uncoupling, correct.
So
correct.
he did sort of a unconscious uncoupling of over here also.
Yeah, that's why. Unconscious coupling. Walao, comedy gold.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
But cool.
Cool.
So, after 1 week of not talking about it, we are at the One Shiok Comment segment. And what is your One Shiok Comment?
I mean, One Shiok Comment is, I guess, a poll that someone has started on Reddit by Academic Archer 5262, which is titled, "Am I the only one who prefers podcasts with only Harish and Terrence?" But then on days I hear guest episodes like Sunny Liu's, which is such an intellectual 1.5 hours, yet so interesting and captivating, I take back my words, haha. So there's a vote that's going on. I mean, it closes in 16 hours. So by the next episode, we will have the results. Yeah, so I mean, I think it shouldn't be either or. Right? It shouldn't be just, which one is better. I think it's all part of the offering that we want to do on Yellow. But because for us, it's also important we record podcasts that we ourselves are interested in, and they are very interesting people we are trying to get on. So, but just interesting to see that people there's a vote that happened lah. Interesting lah. Yeah.
No, and I would say this 2-person podcast, it's all of it is like research or gathering data that leads to more interesting interviews with the people we get on as well, right? Because we usually get on people who are in the news for one reason or another or doing something interesting.
Yeah.
And it's only we only become we are only able to interview them to a certain standard or quality because of all this research and time that we spend thinking about the news and thinking about what people are saying about the news as well.
Yeah.
So it all comes hand in hand, and it actually elevates the experience of listening to podcasts, to our podcast more, because they're not isolated to just like, we are talking to Ho Kwon Ping today, or we're talking to Chan Chun Sing today, or we're talking to Fei Sai today, or what.
Yeah.
It comes out from like, you hear us talking about F&B and how F&B is suffering in Singapore and how hawkers, second generation hawkers are suffering. Then you listen to a Fei Sai, and it makes so much more sense based on everything that we discussed before. So I would argue that actually it all comes together. It's all like part of the same, two sides of the same coin.
Because I mean, us getting PM Wong during elections was because we had been speaking so much about elections, getting on so many guests.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting that people... I mean, when we first started, remember what we were thinking, like, why would anybody want to listen to two of us talk? But now hearing that, there are people who actually just prefer just two of us is nice. It's nice.
Yeah, and for a long time, like, we didn't have guests solo, right? And we started to do guests because we were like, actually there are interesting people that we want to talk to, right?
Yeah. And we are going to try and get more interesting people. We already got PM Wong. Of course, Pritam on the cards. But yeah, that was my One Shiok Comment. What about you, man?
My One Shiok Comment is on Reddit by Specific Wallaby on the Sunny Liu episode, saying, "Sunny's book is a fabulous one, which I bought and bought more that were given away as gifts to quite a few of my friends. It's a book that I first learned about that NS was introduced in the 1950s that eventually led to students rioting. That bit of narrative was not what I was familiar with. And Specific Wallaby then tried to buy the book that is banned in Singapore from legit sources, but it's not available in Singapore itself. And they figure out how to, he or she figure out how to get it themselves. But I think the bigger thing is, Sunny Liu's The Art of Charlie Chanok Chai really is something very, very unique in Singapore's literature landscape.
Yeah.
And I understand why it makes a very good gift to people, right? It really shows a side of Singapore that you never knew existed as well.
And it stands the test of time.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. So interesting.
I'm very glad that we have an autographed copy of the book in our office.
Do.
Yes,
we do.
Because we did get Sunny to autograph it as well.
Yeah, we do. It was great. It was great. Yeah. And I mean, like, he's working on his new book on capitalism, which has been in the works for the past 8 years.
Yeah. So
it's going to be epic.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
So what is your One Shiok Thing?
My One Shiok Thing is, on the flight on the way back, I caught a bit of Kingsman Golden Circle, which was a sequel to Kingsman. And I say quite a bit because in between like getting our kid to sleep and all, and I completed it once I came back to Singapore.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies like you watched Kingsman before.
Yeah.
Do you watch the second one?
I believe I did. Was it without the Rasputin and everything?
With Pedro Pascal and all.
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the first one was great lah. The second one, I would say it's a fun movie lah, because the storyline is so ridiculous that you're like, huh? And certain leaps of like logic they have to make, but it's just a fun movie to watch.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed it lah. And like Kingsman Golden Circle, there's something very nice about it being set in like a tailor shop, and Channing Tatum also appears.
This is the third one, right?
Oh, the third one.
Because
what was the second one?
The second one I saw was the Kingsman. Yeah.
Oh shit! There are 3 movies.
Yeah. There's Kingsman, and then there's the Kingsman, and this is Kingsman 3 that you are watching.
Oh, so I saw Kingsman 3.
Oh, the Kingsman was a prequel to the first film, is it?
Oh, yeah. Correct. The Kingsman is a prequel. So this Kingsman Golden Circle is the second in the series of 3, but chronologically, the Kingsman is before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's the second one. And then Argyle also was part of the series.
Oh, is it?
But I think that didn't do that well.
Oh, okay.
Kingsman Golden Circle. So it's a fun movie, man.
Oh, nice.
Fun movie. Cool. What about you, man?
Last week I got to we got invited to check out the National Gallery, and because the National Gallery now has a revamped Singapore gallery that actually aims to spotlight more women and minority artists in Singapore history. So it's part of the National Gallery Singapore's revamped Singapore Art History exhibition. And there are some really quite interesting elements in there. But I think, we have been before to the National Gallery, and we've met the curator there, and we've actually been part of a tour, right? Where we were trying to explore the Singapore exhibition, the National Gallery itself. So this one was quite interesting because now they have I think 3 different galleries that are devoted to Singapore artists. And it's quite interesting because there are a lot of segments where they really focus on minority and female artists in Singapore. The cool thing here is that and this was something that the curators themselves actually told us on the tour, that rather than just show you one artwork by one artwork, they actually tried to cluster the artworks together. So you get to see beyond just one particular medium, like a painter could have become famous because of a particular painting they did. But there are a lot of other things that they produced in their day-to-day jobs, say as graphic designers or copywriters, that, the books and comics and all things that they drew around the same time that they were doing these famous paintings in Singapore's history. So it was interesting because, they really, you can tell the curators all have a lot of respect and love for these artists in Singapore. And we're not talking about really ancient art. We're talking in the last 60 years, right, essentially. But they talk about, this painting was commissioned and it was hanging in the OUB building for how many years, that kind of thing. They show you on the back of your $50 note, there's images, paintings of a monkey and everything, and the actual painting is displayed there and things like that. So I think it's very good because they managed to ground a lot of these probably more esoteric kind of explanations or depictions of art. They managed to ground them into everyday things that we experience, like places where these paintings were once hung, the kind of work that they did in their day-to-day jobs as graphic designers, and literally the back of your $50 note, who did that painting there and all.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So it is quite it's a very nice experience that almost feels, you feel proud that there are these art pieces in your midst. Although, honestly, I also wasn't super aware of a lot of these art pieces before. But now I'm like, this is something that, you can bring your family or your kid to and show you that, hey, there are people creating very interesting art in Singapore.
And what's the name of the exhibition?
Pathways and Detours in Art. Singapore Stories, Pathways and Detours in Art.
Wow,
yeah.
Interesting.
So, there's nice, very nice setup, and I think it's free admission for Singaporeans. So there's no excuse to not check it out.
And it's open already, lah.
Open on 18th July. Yes, it is open.
Okay.
That's right.
Cool, man. Awesome.
Cool.
So first episode back from a week of like 3 guests. We still got more guests lined up.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to keep cranking these episodes out. So if you enjoy it, please share this podcast with at least one other person who has not heard of it.
Yeah.
I think we haven't given that spiel for a while. And follow us on social media. So link TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, and subscribe on YouTube and Spotify.
Yeah. And remember, we have a Reddit AMA coming up tomorrow, Tuesday at 4 p.m. On our subreddit Yalapat. Yeah.
And if you want to work with us,
email us at contact@ministryoffunny.com or check out ministryoffunny.com.
Sweet. Thanks for listening, everybody. And we'll talk to y'all soon.